Libra, in December 2022, you are going to find yourself receiving a great deal of blessings around improvements in your health, improvements in your home life, as well as anything to do with your pets, your renting and leasing property, even buying and selling. And there's a slight love up from the sky as well, along the lines of where you can find your deepest joy and your deepest satisfaction. Every year around this time, you begin to ask yourself that question. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lori Lothian. I am your lunatic astrologer using Hellenistic whole sign houses, traditional ancient tools for divine timing the sky and helping you see the best way to move forward. So let's get started for Libra, Sun, Moon, but more so and especially and most accurately, listen for your rising sign. So in this case, Libra rising. So what happens in the month of December? A few things. Let me just unhook here. I just got back from a trip walking. One of the things that happens here is that two planets are going to go into Capricorn on December 6th and 10th. And they do this roughly the same time every year. But for you, it's an angular house. It's a house of your home, your land, your real estate, your mother, the nest, your childhood home, things to do with your childhood in general, sometimes property purchase and sale. Themes of that nature. And Venus is what you love and what you desire and what brings you pleasure and where you find your joy. And every year around this time, she does come back into the fourth house and asks you to really consider where your true joy is rooted or sprouting from in your life. Now, she does enter Capricorn December 10th. And before that, she was busy in your third house, and that was Sagittarius zone, where she was gallivanting about, part of a lovely new moon, and likely for a lot of you resulted in something in November to do with learning trips, travel, connection to siblings, and a very busy time as well. But December the 10th, she's going to be in the bottom of your sky. And just before she gets there on December the 6th, Mercury starts out in this piece of real estate. Now, both of them together travel close together because they're always pretty close to the sun and they're always pretty close to each other. But they're pretty close to each other in the December timeframe, and there's something special happening. Mercury is going to retrograde in Capricorn on December 29th, placing him in your fourth house until February 1st. So this is a relatively prolonged and unusual stay of Mercury in the fourth house, which begins on December 6th and ends in the early part of February. And what it says is that focus on home, satisfaction in the home life, property, land, and real estate is going to be important. This is where you're going to really, in some way, dig in during the month of December. And you may make changes to your home, beautify your home. You may have a female living in your home, visiting you in your home. Those are themes that can happen during this time. Now, because this is a part of your sky where you're experiencing Pluto for the last long time, 2008, a lot of you have been investing in real estate, buying and selling real estate, or really concerned with family of origin and mother issues in your life. Pluto leaves here in 2024, and that's over with. But again, with Venus and Mercury activating Pluto in the month of December in your fourth house, things to do with deep dives around friendship, loves, what you love, pleasures, and communications with those people, including your mother, may be on the top of the menu. In general, one of the most benefic things to happen during the month of December is the continuation of Jupiter in your sixth house. He began there in November, actually the end of November, October, and all through November, and continues to move through your sixth house, but moves direct on the 23rd of the month already. The 23rd of the month of November. So this puts him in direct motion, moving forward, moving through the last degrees of your natal sixth house, which brings you into contact with solutions and health remedies or improvements in your health, because he is a benefic in dignity, gallivanting through the house of sickness. And he's been trying to help you with your health as well. Let's say for the first 5.5 months of 2022, for example, when he was also moving through the sign of Pisces. Go back, however, to the middle of April, the first week of May, when he was in the 27, 8, 9 degree range of your sickness house, and see if your health did not improve or some changes were ongoing around your health and vitality. Now, the sixth house is also your work. Sometimes it's the workspace, the job space, the career space. I mean, I know a Libra who changed his job around that time back in April, May. And so there could be some job career changes for some of you Libra people during this return of Jupiter, but these are lucky developments, positive, uplifting developments that move you up to a better position or more fortunate circumstances in the workspace, the work routines, or the career path that you're on. Another benefit here is if you wish to get a pet at all, this is a very big blessing for getting the perfect pet at the perfect time. And also Jupiter here can bring you great luck with leases and tenancy things, signing a lease to rent something out, or to if you're a landlord, or vice versa, if you're a tenant, great tenancy opportunities during the month of December. And still with Jupiter here too, if you wanted to buy or sell real estate, given that he sextiles the fourth house, also very good. Themes for all of you guys, all of you Libras in the month of December. Now, some other features of the month that we need to talk about. We have a couple of interesting moons. I'm going to go into that and talk about some of the transits this month. First of all, there's something going on in December 7th called a full moon in Gemini. And it's going to be an interesting one because it's a bit gnarly. It is a full moon exactly conjunct Mars at 16 degrees of Gemini. Well, it's in a square to the goddess of partnerships, agreements, committed business and love stories, like even marriage. So a couple of thoughts I have here. First of all, the Gemini part of your story is taking a cue from a new moon that was at the very end of May in 2022. So then therefore, think back to the first 2 weeks of June in 2022. What seeds were you planting in your ninth house of God and travel and foreign lands and trips, things to do with higher education, things to do with your spiritual belief and faith, or court and legal matters? Some of you may have been attending to those matters in the month of June, the first 2 months, and now things are coming to a fullness or a completion. I mean, just an example would be applying for a visa and now it's coming through, or setting a date for a court thing and now it's going to be happening. But whatever is going on here is completing something perhaps that began in June. But with a square, I mean, conjunct Mars, it's full moon completion, endings, harvesting, squaring Juno. There's a thought that I have is that you could break agreements here, especially to do with leases, tenancy, could be about pets. It could be breaking away from someone you're dating, because, Juno's in the house of dating here. We date in the sixth house quite often. We were breaking away of karmic associations that we've committed to in love or business, and we're no longer willing to stay there. And you could even break away from a job and quit your job or change your employment because of this square. The full moon is starting off with that square, as I said, as a completion last June. But I mean, the full moon will play out in the 2 weeks that follow. So go for the beginning, December 7th, add 2 weeks and see what's going on in those themes of your life. I should have mentioned that Jupiter can help you pay off credit card debt and any other kinds of loans or debts, or you may have an unexpected chunk of money coming back from somebody that owes money to you in the month of December. That was also true for November, but since Jupiter is going direct this month, it's even better. On December 20th, by the way, Jupiter is getting ready to leave the sign of Pisces and move into your marriage house. Marriage and business partnerships are going to be accelerated, expanded, and starting to blow up, especially it continues on till May, but you're going to start beginning to feel that December 20th to the end of the month. He'll be going over old ground, places that he's traveled already in the first 5 months. My brain, in between May the 10th or 11th and October the 28th. In that window of time, he was traveling in the first 8 degrees of Aries. And so when he first starts back in there, December 20th to the end of the month, he's just going back over some old ground that he was covering already, probably in the month of May. So you may find some things happening at the end of December that connect to May with regards to business partnerships, your audience, marketplace, client part of the sky, or a significant and committed relationship. Now, depending on your rising sign degree, Libra, if it's a sun, if it's in the first, let's say 8 degrees of Aries or 5 degrees of of Libra, sun, moon, and rising, it will be that last 10 days of December that Jupiter can expand existing love and business relationship or outreach to your audience, or it sometimes brings blessed endings. Okay. You may be time to part ways with somebody in business or love, but that story is true all the way through to the middle of May. Also, one of the things I would point you towards paying attention to is there's an asteroid named Ceres, and she's like the goddess of the harvest, but she looks like a scythe, like where you're going to harvest the wheat or cut something. And I've seen her look like a god of endings and cutting because something is being harvested, like something is full or fruiting and complete. And on December the 18th, through to March 22nd, she's she's moving through the first degrees already of one chunk of real estate in your sky. And this is her ingress and movement that she hasn't done now since, oh my goodness, September and October of 2018 and September, October, November 2018 in the house of you. This is your body, your health, your temperament, your self-identity. You got a great blessing from Venus way back when on October 22nd with a Venus star point. And, you're going to feel better about yourself now that she's visible in the month of December. She becomes visible around December 1st. And so you're going to be feeling more swell, more beautiful, more charismatic. You're going to pretty yourself up. You're going to spend time over the next 9 months paying attention to how you look and how you feel about how you look and be more beautiful or handsome or something like that, more charismatic and persuasive as well. And all of a sudden, Ceres is moving through here as well on December 18th, now to March 22nd, only up to the 6th degree. So if you are in those first 7 to 8 degrees, rising sun or moon of Libra, again, just like Jupiter, this is a cutting, a scything, and ending across the way as the descendant. For some of you, you're going to cut out of and or move away from significant love relationships or business partnerships, and they're going to be gone for good. All right. And Juno will be back here again, June 21st to September 15th. So this is her retrograding. So she's back in your first house later on as well, June to September. Looking at my notes and trying to remember what I think is important for you guys. Okay, so let's go in a little chronological order for the rest of the month, and that'll include a full moon near Christmas time. So on December 1st to the 5th, a new moon, on December 1st to the 5th, Mercury will square Neptune. Well, at the same time, just shortly after, Venus will oppose Mars and sextile Saturn. Well, this is an interesting story indeed. This is kind of at the very beginning. Mercury is clearing some illusion, delusion, fog that you've been going through, that you're not sure about, something to do with your health or your work or your animals or your tenants and something you're renting or renting out, or even your debt. And then all of a sudden, Venus steps in here with her story, and she's opposite Mars. Now, Venus is the goddess of what we want, what gives us pleasure and joy, kind of what we would want to have. I have is a good Venus phrase. And as she's going through the sign of Sagittarius, she will come into this opposition to Mars. And when Venus is, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And when Venus is opposite, Venus is opposite Mars. Oh my goodness, in early December, you could probably expect to find yourself wanting something, desiring something, and having trouble taking the action to get it. And the thing you might have trouble getting is something to do with a legal affair to work in your favor, a court case, maybe a trip, a travel abroad, any kind of journey that you were hoping to pull off or take in December. And it could even be the planning phases. So you really want to take some kind of foreign land adventure, let's say, or get going on that court matter, or get that book published, or get that agent under your wing, or I'm talking ninth house themes. And there's like the wanting and the action and the desire being sort of intensified by Venus, but also maybe this kind of unrequited yearning, all right, for an outcome. There can be an intensity though here. Like it's almost like this is a love story. It's full of the hot, passionate, sexy sparks are flying. And if you are a single Libra and Venus is moving through your third house opposite Mars, this could be a love story emerging on a trip or through foreign shores and foreign lands, or connections to people and friends in your local neighborhood. But there's always this strange ninth house theme. So maybe in your neighborhood, you meet somebody from a foreign country or foreign language, and you guys hit it off. So it could be a little sizzle here, but be careful. Venus Mars opposition love stories can be hot and heavy, but not last. She does sextile Saturn at the same time, which can bring her temperament into trying to make something concrete, lasting, enduring, realistic, and sober-minded in the house of leisure, travel, and pleasure. So, I mean, in a way, Saturn is saying, can we make this exciting desire, plan, trip, adventure worth your time so that it brings lasting, positive, solid joy to your life, not just something frivolous and temporary. December 8th to the 9th, I mean, there is the Sun-Mars opposition following on the heels of that Venus story. When the sun is opposite Mars, you can expect some conflict with somebody in authority. And so watch out on December 8th and 9th that you don't become embattled in something that may have to do with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, your local neighborhood, short travel, or education. But becoming conflicted or battling it out could happen on the 8th and the 9th. Venus at the same time will be squaring Jupiter. And even though they're both benefics, it is a difficult aspect. Venus is also in the house of siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, local neighborhood, things, childhood friends, squaring Jupiter in your house of work and health, pets. These stories are sometimes just very small. These are small events like, your sister said she'd watch the dog, but now she bailed and you're traveling and there's no one else to do it. These are not life-changing transits by any means, especially with Venus and Mercury, but must be noted. Frustration could be happening here. On the 12th to the 15th of the month, the sun will sextile Saturn from Sagittarius. This is your third house sun traveling through your third house. And this is going to bring some kind of positive developments with your children or with a lover or with a trip that brings pleasure and leisure to your life. Maybe even taking that trip on the 12th to the 15th of the month with a square to Neptune, however, by the same sun. Just be really careful that you don't kind of lose your clarity about what's real and what's true, especially when it comes to relationship. There's a dating vibe and you've got Juno there. Some of you Libras, just be cautious about dating, confusion, illusion, delusion, but also a sun sextile Saturn is like, you're definitely leveling up your vitality and your passion and your purpose connected to hard work and discipline. If you're at all a writer, this is a house of writing, and you may be on a charade, really going for it, really pushing forward in some kind of online project, creative project, or writing project, and having the stamina to do so. On December 17th and 18th, Mercury will trine Uranus, and then a bit later on the 21st and 22nd, Venus follows suit, trining Uranus. Now, Venus and Mercury trining Uranus are unexpected, exciting, sudden developments, news, information, emails, phone calls, Venus, luck, opportunity, and money, or love. And so this is kind of one big story, really, starting from the 12th to the 17th to the 22nd. You can just bundle it all together. Mercury is in the sign at the time of this trine to Uranus of Capricorn. So is Venus. Remember, they got there on the beginning of the month, the 6th and the 10th. And this is an earth trine. And earth trines are about resources, material realm stuff, possessions, groundedness, physical stuff as well. It's definitely good for your real estate because this trine is about it's hitting the house of mortgages and loans, things to do with stock investments. Uranus is sudden, unexpected developments, but this is a positive one, even inheritances. So it looks like some positive money surprises and information and news coming through. Mercury rules marketing and mercantile. He is in that fourth house. Some of you are going to sell real estate or buy real estate. There's no doubt about it. With this exciting time that you're experiencing, December 17th to the 22nd. If you don't buy and sell real estate, you could even just get a great new lease or a cheaper lease or some new developments regarding that. The Uranus part of the house can bring you rags to riches or riches to rags. Right now, this looks like rags to riches in an exciting acceleration energy around that time of December 21 to 2, especially when Venus is making the trine. And when she's trining this rags to riches story, it's also a time when the sun is squaring Jupiter. That means that the sun is also now in Capricorn as of December 21st and comes into a square to Jupiter. Now, anything that squares Jupiter, it doesn't really cause harm, but it's intense energy. It's more focused action. What focused action may you as a Libra be taking to do with pets, real estate, health, karmic relationships, dating, and debts that you're going to take strong focused action on from home, at home, in the home, or to do with the home? December 24th to the 26th. Oh, and we have a Capricorn moon, a full new moon at 1 degrees conjunct the goddess of healing, Hygeia, mind, body, spirit, healing, even on December 23rd. And this is a Capricorn new moon that gets you a new set, a new beginning, a reset in your home. Now, because Hygeia is here, there's something to do with healing. So what are you healing in your home, about your home? Are you healing a relationship in your home? You have a stellium of planets in here, Venus, Mercury, Pluto, Hygeia, and then along comes this new moon, the sun and the moon. It's a very busy space around Christmas for you, and possibly it was just a very healing, ho, 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 Merry Christmas vibe as you would entertain in the home, see family and friends in the home, go back to your childhood home, things like this. But it feels very soulful and very healing. And the 2 weeks that follow, you may be an afterglow of this new moon in Capricorn. Also, we do have around the 24th to the 26th, Mercury sextiles Neptune. Now, he'll do that again December 31st and February 5th from the sign of Capricorn, your 4th house, because of his retrogradation. So you want to tie these December 24th, 26th to December 31st, the retrograde, and then February 5th. So Mercury, the god of information, news, marketing, merchandising, and selling in the house of homeland, property, and real estate, your residential life, sextiling Neptune, dream home, dream lease, dream property, dream home that's healthy for you, dream debt repayment plan that reduces debt. Something good. It could be both happening because Neptune here is a sextile. Now it's a very psychic and intense energy. Also, it's very intuitive energy. Mercury, Neptune, you could be downloading and channeling information from somewhere, the ethers at home. But for the most part, it looks also like it really helps you in your finances. And we do have that energy continuing. So check those dates out. Don't just listen to I want you to put that on your calendar, basically, right? December 31st, February 5th. On the December the 28th, 29th, there's going to be a Mercury-Venus conjunction. This happens on a regular basis once a year. Well, less than once a year, but like on a regular cycle. And when Mercury and Venus are together, it can be very good for finances, especially if it has to do with the stock markets, because Mercury is the mercantile guy of the markets and Venus is the goddess of money. But it can be good for new developments and communications to do with love and romance. This December 28th, 29th conjunction is happening in your 4th house. So this is almost like having a sweet romantic nesting time as you get ready for December 31st, Venus conjunct Pluto, which is deep, profound intimacy and sexual passion, but also a spot of wealth. So it looks like you're doing something around the 28th, 29th to December 31st that's very good for wealth, romance, love, good news around property, money, and sales of those things. Mercury's negotiations going well to do with property. Venus says friendly negotiations. And lastly, on that, not lastly, it's kind of coinciding. I mean, Venus will sextile Neptune on the 28th, 29th kind of thing too. And Venus sextiling Neptune is dreamy, romantic, creative, lovey-dovey energy. Just a wonderful Christmas for you guys. So enjoy it. See, Libra, I think you're having fun at Christmas. I think it's very healing for you. And I just think you're enjoying yourself at Christmas. And there could be a spot of deep, profound, romantic love and soulmate dreaminess as a single Libra. If you're going to find love in the month of December, it's close to home. Somebody in the neighborhood, somebody close to your house, that kind of thing. Lastly, Mercury will be retrograding December 29th. So whatever starts up before that could be a longer term thing as you go back to reconnect with somebody that you've been connected to before over the New Year's Eve. So I'm going to say for some Libras, an old flame may be coming back to your life at the last part of December as you cascade into January, and it could be quite intense and passionate. All right, let's get done with you. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, if you are new to my channel, when you want to check my description box, you can check out my courses that I'm teaching. The Divine Timing Masterclass is coming back up 4 weeks long in February. It's like advanced and some very little known divine timing astrology tools from ancient astrology. And this is not good for beginner astrologers. You need to be an advanced beginner or intermediate in order to keep up with the class. But if you love to forecast using astrology, you might want to join my class. And there's a wait list. Check the description box to find out about the course and sign up for the wait list. And also check out my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter. When you subscribe, you get, boom, discount code for reading off one-time use with me. You want to do that soon because I'm cutting back my readings. I'm already like 2 months in advance booked out, and I'm going to have to cut back and maybe only start to let return clients come to me. So if you haven't seen me before, jump in. And all the stuff in my description box, please check it out. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button because it helps my channel grow. Thanks, guys.